I can't hear you, but that's fine as long as you're okay. You're on. I think you're on mute. I think everybody's muted, so unless you really need to tell me something, I'll just leave you on mute. If you've got any concerns about injuries or anything, then you can tell me. Otherwise, we're going to be starting off lying down. So if you want to get yourself lying down on the floor, so not everybody has got equipment, but if you've got a mat, that's fine. If not, you can just be on a blanket or a beach towel or something like that. So just lie down, stretch your spine right across the floor, and just roll the shoulders and see if you can get as much of your body contacting the floor as you possibly can. If you've got your legs straight out, you can lift one leg and push the heel down away from you and then drop that leg back down again. And then repeat on the other side. If you've got lower back issues, take the knees bent and then the feet flat, quite wide on the mat. Just at the edges of the mat. Then you can drop your knees in towards each other. So I don't want you holding your legs up in tension. So just stay here and make sure that you're comfortable. If you need a pillow or a cushion or something under your head, then that's fine. Make sure that you're giving your body all the support that it needs. This is helpful in allowing the body to go into its relaxation mode. When the body feels safe and supported, this helps to induce that parasympathetic response. And just observe your body and observe your natural breath. If possible, breathing in and out through the nose. Just finding your natural breath. Stay connected to your physical body, the sensations, the movements in the body with the natural breath, and the cool air coming in through the tip of the nose. And we're going to start moving gently, bringing the knees up towards the chest, giving the knees a little hug. And just keep the, use the arms round the shins and just inhale in position. And as you breathe out, bring the knees in towards the chest. And as you breathe in, the knees come out a little bit, okay? So it's just the belly expands when you breathe in and it contracts when we breathe out. We're kind of just almost emphasizing the natural movements of the body that as you breathe. So breathing out, pulling the knees in, breathing in. Just giving the belly space as you inhale. Feel this almost massaging the internal organs in the abdominal cavity. So small movements, but really hug that knee, the knees into the chest. As you exhale, and then just hold the knees. We're just going to start gently moving side to side, small movements. Just observe what happens in your hips. So we're not going all the way down to the side. Nice slow movements, nice and gentle. Back to the center. Then hug your right knee And take your left leg straight down if you can. If this is too much, you can bend the left leg and rest on the sole of the feet. But if it's possible to point the toes off the left foot and hug the right knee, really feel that stretch right around the hip on the left side, the front of the upper leg. Pointing the toes, trying to stretch so the left foot and the right knee are as far as possible distance from each other. Relax your position slightly, but keep your left leg straight down, and then just gently move that right knee gently from side to side, small movements. And if anybody's, the contraindication is if you've had a hip replacement, you're not supposed to take your knee across to the inside. That's an internal rotation. So you can take it out to the side, but just be careful taking it over to the inside. Slow movements. Feel this opening up in the hip. And then just switch legs. Take the left knee up, give it a hug. Right leg either pointing the toes straight down or allowing the knee to bend a little. And just give it a stretch. Really push the toes away from you on that right side. And the right hip flexor getting a stretch. Relax your position just ever so slightly, hugging the left knee, and again just side to side. Small movements with that left knee. Okay. And then just bring both knees up, give your legs a wee shake out. Anything that you feel you need to do, any movement that you need to make in the body, just to release. Now we're going to hug the right knee up again. This time we're going to take the hands round behind the thigh. So hopefully you can see me on the screen if you're not sure what to do. So you can, again, you've got the two options with the left foot, either flat with the knee bent or straight down. So hug the knee in, right knee is coming towards the chest. And I want you to try and keep it hugged in, and then just see how much you can straighten up that right leg up and down. So you're going to feel this starting to work your right thigh. Remember, you've got the two options for the left leg. Try and stay grounded on the left side. Really isolating the thigh muscle when we're here doing this, because we're not only moving one thing. So it's really isolating the thigh muscle. Good. Excellent. Just keep going. Feel that thigh starting to burn maybe. Nice and slow. Nice and slow, Max. We try and move in the rhythm of the natural breath, and then it kind of becomes a moving meditation. And then we're working on this nervous system, building up resilience in these troubling times. And then just take the leg up straight and hold it there. See how far you can get the leg up. Then see if you can move the hands up the leg towards the foot. Keep your shoulders and your head relaxing down on the mat. And you know, if you're flexible enough and you've been practicing as long as I have, you'll be able to take a hold of the big toe. If not, just take a hold of the ankle or the thigh. There's no striving. We want the neck and shoulders to be relaxed down on the floor. And we're just going to start taking that leg out to the side. So it doesn't matter how far out you get that leg. What's important is that the left side is really grounded on the floor and that your neck and shoulders are nice and relaxed. And just take that leg out and feel a nice stretch in the inside of the leg. This is working that kidney energy down the inside of the leg. The kidney energy that gets imbalanced, oh there's the dogs going, so the kidney energy that gets imbalanced when we're completely frazzled, running around trying to do everything all at once, and we're completely fatigued and we can't do anything. So we just need to balance out that kidney energy. Bring that leg back up to the centre, just roll around on the mat. Maybe just want to compare the difference between the leg that you've just released and the other one. And then you can swap legs. So remember, we hugged behind the thigh and we had the option of the other leg either bent on the sole of the foot or straight down. So we've got the left knee in, bending and straightening. Moving with the natural breath, good. Nice and slow. Start to feel the burn in the thigh on that left side. Doing good, nice and slow, that's what we want. Okay, and next time your leg comes straight up, just see if you can hold it there and maybe extend the stretch. So just focus on keeping the neck and shoulders grounded into the floor. We don't want to be stressing to try and get a hold of the foot. And then take that leg out to the side. Try not to let the right side lift up as you come out to the side. Feeling a stretch in the inside leg. So when we balance out the kidney energy, we've still got a list of things to do. The length of our arm, we still feel like, oh, just kind of get all this done. But we just don't care. You know, we get a bit more clarity and perspective. We stop just taking it all on board. And just do the 2 things on the list that are absolutely imperative and let the rest go. And gently bring that leg back up, give the knees a hug, roll around on the mat. Maybe you want to bend and straighten the legs or anything else that you need to do. I'll check what we've got next. That's right. Take a few breaths, just checking in with yourself, with your physical body, with your hips. They've had quite a nice stretch. Just ask, how do they feel? Just stay here and check in with the energy as well. Just how do you feel in your energy body? Nice deep breaths. Doing good, Leslie. I'm proud of you. And then let's do a little thing. This is for the core, but it's also going to... Oh, what's happened? Oh, something's happened. Are you still there? Oh, my screen switched on to something else that it was working on. I thought I'd lost the session. Sorry about that. Right, so the next thing we're going to do is a little bit in the core, but also we're going to feel a little bit of a massage right around that sacrum. And this is where this energy is. This is where we get frazzled, you know, fatigue when we open this up. we feel a bit better. So we're really just going to stretch out, and the movement is we're here, and then when we inhale, we're going to take the arms at the same time we take the arms out to the sides, we push the heels away, and we want to see 60 degrees. So that's 90, that's about 45, that's about 30, that's about 60. So it really depends on you having the core strength. If you feel your back arching up, then you probably just have to take the legs straight up to the ceiling. So this is your inhale, expanding out, opening up like a flower, and your exhale, you bring the knees back into the chest and the arms back round to give them a hug. So it's a nice gentle movement. Again, inhale out, exhale back in. Try and move with the natural breath. So remember the arms coming out on the inhale and back in on the exhale. Good, yeah, so it's a hug. It's this on the exhale. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, coming back in. And once you've got used to this movement, maybe take your attention to that lower back that's connected to the floor, especially if you're moving at 60 degrees. You really feel like getting a wee massage. And don't worry, don't strive to get that 60 degrees. If you feel that you're losing the core and that you need to just go straight up, then that's better, because you will build up core strength here. And in not such a long time, you'll be able to do it 60 degrees. So keep moving all the time you can. If you need to rest, that's fine. And then just give your knees a wee hug. Shake out, move around however you feel you need to. Any movements that you want or need in the body. And then we're going to do something that might sound a bit weird, but it's just rolling, okay? So if you want to just watch, I've got quite a pronounced lumbar curve. Got to really work on my posture. So when you're coming down, you want every vertebrae to be connecting with the floor. So it's really about doing nothing. When you come back, exhale, let go, and really make sure that you're connecting with every vertebrae. And then when you get used to it, you can start to kind of be rolling and giving your back a nice massage all the way up and down, okay? So don't worry about the size of that movement. Just make sure that you're not kind of clunking down. You okay, Leslie? Just rolling, rolling, rolling on a river. That's it. It's just a wee roll. You'll feel this in the deep core once you get going with it. If you've got a sore back and you don't want to do it, that's fine. Don't do it. Don't do it. What you could do instead, if you're uncomfortable with the rolling, you could just lie down and kind of just practice just pulling your sort of thighs back, and eventually that becomes a kind of roll. The roll kind of grows from there, but don't hurt yourself. If it's sore, don't do it. I know you've got lower back issues, so take it easy. And if you're rolling away nicely, hopefully you'll be feeling that in the deep core. Good, Leslie. Try and relax your neck. Yeah, good. We'll do this for a few more breaths. Good. And then just shake out, hug the knees, move around, do what you need to do. And then I want you just to lie down on the mat once you finish shaking out and releasing, and then just check in with where you're at in terms of energy, physical tension, thoughts, emotions, the whole thing. Just check in with yourself, see where you're at. In comparison to when you came in. Just feel like the body is breathing itself. Without any strain. Track the breath coming in through the nose, down into the throat and all the way down into the belly, down the centre, pushing down into the abdominal cavity. Feel the breath pushing down into your pelvic floor and releasing all the tension that's there. So the whole pelvic basin and the abdominal cavity just is expanding with space and lightness and energy. And then just take a deep breath in. Bring the knees up to the chest, rolling side to side, and then roll all the way over onto your side and push yourself up onto all fours. And I'm going to get my head out of the road. So we're on all fours now. If you've got wrist problems, then you might want to use fists instead, okay? Just go easy, spreading the fingers. We're going to do cat-cow. I'll do this from the side. So the hands have to be out to the edge of the mat, and then the knees are underneath the hips. Roll the shoulders. Try and get that neutral spine. Inhale, lengthen from the tailbone all the way out through the crown of the head. And we start the movement from the base of the spine. We're just going to, on the exhale, we're going to tuck the tailbone and we're just going to move all the way up, one vertebrae at a time, scooping in, dropping the head. And we're going to do the opposite movement again, starting from the base of the spine on the inhale. So the head comes up, shoulders back, centre of the spine down to the mat. Exhale, scoop all the way up from the base. Okay, so we're doing basically a spinal extension. And then as you exhale, Leslie, scoop the belly in and see if you can make your spine like a tunnel. So really pushing down into the hands and take the centre of the spine, back of the chest coming up towards the ceiling. Then you inhale again. Lifting the head, opening the chest. If you need to move your hands further back towards your knees or further out from your knees, that's fine. Just keep moving with your breath. Keep moving. Yeah, that's it. Good. Inhale. And then your exhale. Dropping the head down. Like somebody's picking you up from the back of your bra strap. That's your exhale. Inhale up. So we're just going to add something as long as you're okay and your wrists are holding up. We're going to start taking one leg out, behind. And then on the exhale, the knee comes to the head and we're still scooping that belly in, rounding the back. And then the inhale, we stretch the leg back. So try and keep a nice neutral spine. I don't want to see this. This is what you see on the Daily Om, all this hyperlordosis. And I don't want to see that leg high. I want to see it nice and flat and level. Then you'll be working the core. Exhale, knee to head. Inhale, expanding the body out. Feeling that core working. So you can just keep the head looking down towards the mat because it's just an extension. The neck is an extension of the spine. And then next time your knee comes into the chest, just take that knee back down. If you need to shake out the wrists, come back. Give the wrists a wee massage. We're going to do this on the other side, so just have a break in between if you need to. Remember, you can go onto your fists if you're having problems with your wrists. Whenever you're ready, come back to your tabletop position and inhale, stretch that leg back out, that opposite leg. Exhale, scoot the belly in, knee to head, rounding the spine. Keep moving here. Keep moving here, pushing down into your hands, pushing down into your supporting leg, trying to keep a nice level spine. Keep moving with the breath, in and out. So really rounding the back. When your knee comes in, you're really rounding the back if you can. You okay? Yep. See how far you can round the back. And the next time your knee comes into your head, just bring it back down. Take the knees a little bit wide and sink down onto your heels and come into child's pose if that's comfortable. If it's not, you can take any nice relaxing position you like. Try and just let the head hang down, just relaxing it down, or put your fists down to support your forehead. Just to keep any tension away from the back of the neck. You can feel the breath coming into the back and sides of the ribs. And then bring the hands down and lift the head back up. And roll the shoulders. And just take a big stretch. If knees isn't good for you, you can be cross-legged. Just move around. How's the wrists doing? Can you give me a thumbs up if your wrists are doing okay? Right, so we can do another thing then. We're going to do a little balance on the all fours. You've got options. So what we want to do is just get that nice tabletop position, pushing down into the hands and the knees, and then you'll instantly feel the core switching on. And then you just take one leg straight out, and then see if you can lift it, but keep the sacrum level. Optionally, you can take the opposite hand out with the palm facing in towards the centre. Take a few breaths here. Trying to keep your back nice and level. So imagine this is a board game, and where would all the balls end up? We want them to just stay put. Try and get everything horizontal. If you want to extend this, you can start taking the leg out to one side and the arm out to the opposite side. And then feel that moving out to the side where you're working. Then back into the centre. So remember, everything's optional except breathing. You can do another 2 like this if you want to. Yeah. If you want to bring the hand back down, that's fine. Even if you want to have your toe kind of just gently skipping the floor, that's fine too. You okay? Just trying to get the sacrum nice and level and then feeling that in the core. And then just come down and shake out and have a wee break. We're going to switch sides. So anything you feel you need to do in between, just shake out the legs. Come back and give the wrists a wee break. Yeah, and then when you're ready, on to the other side. So just something to try and avoid, okay? If I'm here and I take my leg out and I lift it up, then my core is switching off. So Leslie, who's not looking, so can you observe the difference between that and that? Where that is level and it's working harder on the core. If you can't manage it, that's fine. If you need to drop the foot down, just to get that sacrum level and get that feeling of what I want you to feel, that's better. That's down a bit, I think. And make sure your breathing is nice and natural. I'm going to take the extension. Good, Mags. Just keep moving here. Make sure you're breathing. That's the most important thing. The only compulsory thing. Okay. And when you're done, just come down and shake out. It's hard work. It looks easy, but it's actually quite hard work. So just shake out the wrists, wiggle the fingers. Anything else you need to do, maybe just stretching, back of the legs. So we're now just going to come forward and into a slight back bend. So just be careful. What we're doing is we're coming back and then we're just, as soon as we start moving forward, we want the shoulders away from the ears. Let the elbows bend a little bit and then with control, drop the hips down, shoulders back. Then come back. Take a stretch right up the spine. Forward. Keeping the shoulders back. Just maybe intensifying that stretch with every breath. Okay, good. Good. And if you're feeling any discomfort and you would like a modification, just give me a wave. Just trying to get that nice back bend around the lower back. Leslie, are you okay? Don't want you doing anything that's going to hurt you. That's not what we do in yoga. Are you feeling okay to carry on? I can't hear you because you're on mute. And bear in mind that you're not alone. So if you want to share with everybody or just type it in the... I think Mag's...
I'm going dizzy like mad.
Why is that?
Because I've got this vertigo, this labyrinthitis.
Oh God, right, okay.
I just feel as if I'm swimming.
Well, just lie down in any position that you feel you need to be in right now. You don't need to keep going with everything. The only thing you have to keep going with is breathing. That's the only thing I'm insisting on, is that you keep breathing. So just do what you feel you need to do. We're nearly finished. This was kind of the last thing, just to give you a nice a nice back bend. So the others, if you want to just intensify that back bend, if you want to, you can hold it in position. Shoulders back. And then maybe turn to one side. Couple of breaths here. So Leslie, just stay where you are. Don't join in if you're not feeling right. We're nearly finished. Right, so just make sure that you look after yourself if you're leaving. Sorry, Leslie, okay. And then just come back down to your child's pose. Knees wide. Resting the head on the fists. Breathing into the back and sides of the ribs. And then bring the hands around in front of the knees and push yourself up. So we're going to just do two more things. The first one, I've done this before in class, so you'll know this one. It's really just up and down with the breath. Keeping the crease of the elbows facing the front. Keeping the spine nice and straight. We're just going to exhale, come down, let the head come all the way down as far as it needs to. Then inhale, push it into the hands, lifting up with the spine straight. Taking your attention to the abdominal cavity. Remember, we're moving in time with the natural breath, nice and gently. And then here's another option if you want to do it. I think we've done it before. It's the chopper breath. So it's an inhale, and then as you exhale, you're making this ch, 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 like a choo-choo noise. And you come all the way down, and then you're not holding your breath, but if there's a natural retention there, you wait until you need to breathe in, okay? But it's not a competition. The first time I go down in this, I need to come straight back up, and then eventually the breathing kind of slows down. So it's just a ch, 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 ch. And then down. And if you need to stop and just take an extra breath at any time, then just do that. Let's do one more if you're still comfortable. And then when you're ready, just come back, shake out. You might want to stretch your legs. You want to shake your arms, release your wrists, whatever you feel you need.